Welcome back to HomeKit 5. I'm Josh.
I'm Brayden.
And this week we're going to talk about the Apple HomeKit news from Waciao, Apple-ish, I don't know, and Hunter. Let's dive into it. So Waciao had, didn't we decide that's how you pronounce this? Waciao?
Yeah, Waciao.
Okay. It's like watch out, but no T there.
Mm-hmm.
They have... some things have surfaced online in Taiwan that you can now purchase. The Waciao VB1, which is a roller blind motor, right? So it's like those roller blinds that have the kind of like back and forth string that you use to pull it down. It's a motor that can make that go up and down. And I don't know. It looks interesting. I think Soma has something. Again, this is only available in Taiwan at the moment, but if you do convert, the cost of it from the monetary unit in Taiwan, you said it comes out to be about $142, Brayden?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's not bad.
That's for both things that we're talking about.
Oh, yeah. There's two things that surface. So the second one is a pan and tilt camera. The Jupiter 1 360. And so it has the pan and tilt functionality, kind of like the Eufy does, which I do like. I like the Eufy.
Mm-hmm.
Again, there's no controls in HomeKit itself to pan and tilt the camera. It looks good. It is just a 1080p. I think for the camera that's coming in a little high, because you can get that 2K pan and tilt from Eufy much cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it is a question of like, does it connect directly or does it have to like go through like the Eufy
bridged
app or something? Yeah, the Eufy, we had to use the Eufy app to set up the pan and tilt, the Eufy pan and tilt. And then connect it to HomeKit. So maybe this one just works directly in HomeKit without needing another app. I don't know. But it is 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi. I think both of these are. So not bad. Maybe a little pricey.
Yeah.
Kind of interesting. I always love seeing more products come out. So that's exciting.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty. Matter. This is pretty interesting. The Zigbee Alliance, now known as the CSA, has announced Matter.
Wait, what's the CSA?
The Connectivity Standards Alliance.
Oh, okay.
There's just like a bunch of alliances. But yeah, they've announced Matter, which is to be replacing Chip, which was the original connectivity.
Yeah. This feels like a boring announcement.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's not much here. Just
it's like a rename, a logo. We are kind of getting our first look at like the logo on a device and like the QR code on the back of the device. It's interesting, but I don't know.
I mean, it's nice to see more things with HomeKit.
Yeah. I think we're still expecting devices to be out by the end of the year. So that I think is interesting. We haven't heard any like timing changes on that. And then on top of that, like, Chip, if you haven't been following along, like the whole alliance is kind of built on this idea that you have like Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, and Thread networks kind of enabled, and devices that support any of that should be compatible with Matter. And if you buy something that's compatible with Matter, it won't matter what ecosystem you're in. Like all three currently should support that device. So, I mean, it's exciting, I guess, to see them like getting to the point where they want to have a logo and they want to have like a standard name out there. I don't know if this name matters for home connected stuff. I don't know. We'll see. All right. So our last story before we dive into just a topic discussion is Hunter Fan is announcing new HomeKit enabled models. I find it hard to get excited about this. Like, we bought 3 of these things and they're not that good. Maybe they'll get better. So they're gonna have an Aerodyne model, which will come in at $179.99, and they'll have a Stylus is the other name of the other one, which would be $329.99. And will add to their current collection of connected fan models. I struggle with this one because you only get support for like, off 25% fan speed, 50%, 75, or 100%, right? So we only get like 5 speeds in total.
Mm-hmm.
That's not that bad, but it's the lights that drive me nuts. Like, they're kind of like harsh all-on lights, and it's either on or off, but it's LED. Like, that should be easily dimmable, and like HomeKit supports dimming. Like, why is there not like hardware in there to like dim these LEDs? And it remains to be seen if these new fans will support the like dimmable LEDs on them. I don't know. I'm not a fan.
I don't have a HomeKit fan, but I do have another Hunter fan, and it has a different style remote, but it does allow you to, when you press the light button, it will just like cycle through different dimming zones. So.
Oh, maybe we'll try that. Maybe I'm just crazy, but it definitely doesn't work. It's either on or off in HomeKit. So we'll have to try that later. Little experiment. Yeah, I don't know. If it's your thing, sure, go for it. Again, we're talking about putting in a new fan out here, like in our screen and porch. And honestly, I feel like it just might be worth the effort to like pry up and try to fish through an extra wire back to the switch and just put in the Lutron switch and just get any old fan that I can find. 'Cause I don't know. I'm not impressed. Yes. So one last thing, we wanted to do a discussion on iOS 15 and what we hope that means for HomeKit. What we want to see, just kind of like a precursor, because we're gonna get some new stuff dribbling out at WWDC, and that is coming up soon. So we thought we'd pontificate about the future of iOS 15 and what that means for our smart homes. Do you have any thoughts? Or things you'd like to see?
Not necessarily. I think one thing, we talked about it just like a little bit ago, like the pan and tilt support. Like we have now almost 3 pan and tilt cameras that all work with HomeKit Secure Video. I'd like to see like some sort of pan and tilt control in the home app.
That makes total sense to me. Yeah. And honestly, another thing I'd love to see, like, hey, Apple, just charge me a little more, but give me access to have more than 5 cameras. Like that seems like this is a good time to lift that restriction, because I'm ready to put like 6 or 7 cameras in, but we're at 5. So we're just kind of like capped off right now. That's a little frustrating, and I'd love to see that one get solved. I'd also love to just see vacuums kind of natively supported in HomeKit. I don't know. Maybe that's interesting. Maybe it's not. I definitely think we're probably gonna pick up a smart vacuum soon, and we'll probably like make it available through Homebridge. But it'd be nice to see kind of like that native control for it available. That would definitely be interesting to me. I'd also love to see just more expansion of the shortcut support in HomeKit. Like, it is powerful, but I do think there's some limitations, like, being able to control or like track a little bit of state somewhere. Like, that could get interesting, or, maybe even give us a fake state switch that we could flip, and, it would correctly be identified when we come back to check it again, rather than using like fake switches or something. I'm kind of interested about that, but
I think I just had an idea for another thing, but I think I lost it.
I also think HomeKit like hubs are a little frustrating, because like HomePods are just assumed always on hubs, whereas like Apple TVs, I can set whether they're on or like disabled as a hub. And it's kind of annoying because like we have the HomePod down here and I don't want that thing to ever be a hub. But there's no way for me to say like, oh, disable that for hub ability, right? Because it's like, or really just the ability to like get smarter about it. Like if you can't reach a Bluetooth device through hub A, then try hub B, right? Like that can't be that hard to program. I'm a programmer by trade, so given enough time, you can do anything.
I just remember what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
So like what you were saying about the HomeKit shortcuts, I'd like to see more triggers, like more in line with the actual personal automation triggers with for home automation, like a wake up alarm. When I turn that off, run like my good morning scene. Like that would be very nice.
Yeah. Or just the ability to like set up personal automations and tie them to an NFC tag. And if we're in like a family share unit in Apple iCloud, like make that work the same for everybody else. You know, that would be nice too. Yeah. And we kind of, we were on, I was on HomeKit Insider this past week. And one of the things that we talked about on there too is like the lack of fine grained control. So I can't say like, oh, invite you to the house and give you access to turn the lights off and on, but maybe not control the door locks. You know what I mean? And so, getting those fine grained controls and then even tying that fine grained control into, HomeKit automations. So if you don't have the ability to say turn a specific light off or on, but you run an automation that includes it, then it doesn't turn that light off or on, you know? So like if the girls get up in the morning and they run the good morning scene and set all the main area lights on, that also like turns off the bedroom fan and our bedroom light turns on. So like I wouldn't want them running that at 6:30 in the morning while I'm still asleep. But then, you know, if we could use HomeKit controls to like somehow limit that, that would be amazing. So.
Yeah, like certain access levels, like like user groups, basically.
Yeah, something like that. You know, chef's kiss there. That would be the best feature. Like I do know like it would get complicated quickly to have to go in and assign permissions on a lot of these things. But you're right. If we could like create a group and then just assign the group permissions, it'd be like all, you know, you get access to everything or you only get access to these certain things. Because that would be even better. Like someone comes over to watch your house and you can give them access
just add
to
them
certain
to
things.
the guest user group. Yeah, that'd be really nice.
Yeah. Kind of our thoughts, what we're hoping to see out of WWDC. I'm sure there'll be stuff that comes out of left field that we're not even thinking of, and we won't get this whole list. But hey, maybe someone at Apple is listening, and if you are, get on this. All right. Well, thank you for listening this week. As always, be sure to share this out if you enjoyed it and you're on YouTube. Hit that thumbs up, subscribe button, the bell, all that jazz. And if you are listening through the podcast, we always appreciate Apple Music 5-star reviews, or hit the subscribe button on whatever platform you're on there, so that we kind of get a good idea of like what we're looking at. Audience wise, as we continue to try to grow, you sharing it, that's what helps us grow. So, and we appreciate you listening. And as always, we're here to help. So you can send us questions through Twitter at the HomeKit Life on Twitter, or you can also send us, I think if you find us through Anchor, you can send us a voicemail there too. So anyway, see you guys next week.